Hello, lovely scholars, fabulous second grade scholars. Welcome to another writing lesson with me, Miss Taylor. I'm glad you're here. Alrighty, let's see. Do we have a pencil? Check. Do we have a writing packet? And we are in our writing packet number 2 now. Do we have a flat writing surface? Somewhere nice and flat and straight that we can do our best writing. Sitting in a chair, using a desk or a table, some flat surface. We can do our best handwriting. We're going to pay attention to capital letters and end marks. We're going to pay attention to lines and spaces, having neat handwriting. And of course, we're going to try our best with spelling. All words should be spelled correctly if they're in our packet and on our paper. And then the others, we're just going to try our best and use our fortitude. And our goals are to carefully form complete sentences and to write neatly and carefully. And when we write neatly and carefully, it helps others understand what we are writing. And then we can communicate and get our ideas across. And so writing is very useful, not just for school, but for life. All right. So today, students, we're on page number 5 in our new packets, page 5, and we are at the top. And at the top of page 5, it is Monday, so we don't need to change that. If you wanted to, you could change it. We're actually in week number 16 now. Wow. Nice job, scholars. We're in week number 16 of distance learning. I think that deserves a little smile. Don't tell Miss Lund. Okay. So week 16, awesome job. Today is December 14th. Sometimes I like to write the date over here. If you would like to do that, you can. And remember, we're making a capital D. It's a straight line down, and then our curve goes to the right. All right, and it's December 14th. So we can abbreviate that with a capital D, E-C, period, and then 14. December 14th. Alrighty, this is the last week before winter break. Are you getting excited for winter break? I know I am too. All right, so let's take a look at sentence number 1. She give the book to Jack. She give the book to Jack. Okay, well, we know we definitely need a capital letter. All sentences have capital letters. We need an end mark. She give the book to Jack. That sounds to me like, let's see, is that a statement, a question, exclamation, command? They telling us to do something? She give the book to Jack. Not really. An exclamation? Maybe if you had a lot of strong feeling, if you were really excited about that. A question? I don't see any question words. Usually questions start with question words like why or how or when or where, what, how. Yep, I think we have another statement, don't we? A statement is a sentence that tells something. It begins with a capital letter and ends with a period. All right, so let's put our period here. Now, something doesn't sound quite right here. She give the book to Jack. Does it sound like they're trying to say that she already did that she already gave it to him? She gave the book to Jack? I think we might be looking for the past tense of this word. Right now, I give. Yesterday, I gave. Now, if you wanted to change it to be like right now, she gives the book to Jack, you could just add an S. Or we could also say she is giving the book to Jack. So there's a couple different ways we can do this here. I think for me, I'm going to change this I to an A because I think it should be she gave the book to Jack. But you can also say she gives the book to Jack or she is giving the book to Jack. There's a few different ways we could do it. All right, let's see. We've got our capital letter. We have our end mark. I do see a special kind of noun that we learned about last week with Miss Lund. I see there is a proper noun. And remember, if we go in the back of our packet, we have some information about kinds of nouns. And on this page, it says, what are common and proper nouns? Yeah, so we know common nouns name general a general person, place, or thing. We don't need capital letters. So if you're just talking about a city or a man, you don't need a capital letter. But if you're talking about one specific city, in particular, like New York City or St. Paul or Minneapolis or London, then you would have a capital letter. So proper nouns have capital letters. Sometimes to help me remember about proper nouns, I like to, speaking of London, I like to pretend I have a British accent. Proper nouns, can you say proper nouns? Proper nouns must have capital letters. They simply must. Otherwise, it wouldn't be proper. Well, proper nouns, capital letters, must be proper. So this is kind of a funny thing I do to help me remember. Proper nouns must have capital letters. Otherwise, it wouldn't be proper, now would it? No. Okay, here we go. So we need a capital letter for this name Jack because that is someone's name. She gave the book to Jack. All right, so in our neat handwriting, we're going to write she. You'll notice my S is twice as big as my little E over here. So capital letters go just below the top line. If you imagine there's a top line here, she gave the book to Jack. Period. I wonder what book she gave to Jack. I do love books. I went to the library the other day. Love to get new books. Okay, so she gave the book to Jack. We've got our capital letter. We've got our end mark. It makes sense. Check. Check before I check. I checked it. I'm proud of myself. I did neat, careful work. I'm going to give myself a check. And I made sure that my capital S looks like a capital S. So it's right up here by the top part of the H. All right, number 2. Mrs. Smith rided a bus. Mrs. Smith rided a bus. All right, let's put our capital letter. It's another statement. We have lots of statements here. Mrs. Smith rided a bus. Now, if we're talking about Mrs. Smith and how she was on a bus, and we want to say she already rode on the bus, in the past tense means it already happened, we would say Mrs. Smith rode a bus. So I'm going to cross that one out. And that is R-O-D-E. That is the past tense of ride. Today I ride on the bus. Yesterday I rode on the bus. So Mrs. Smith rode a bus. Now Mrs. Smith is another proper noun. So we need some capital letters, don't we? Proper nouns must have capital letters. They simply must. Otherwise, it wouldn't be proper now, would they? So I'm going to use a capital M and then capital M, R, S, period. We need this little dot here. That is how we abbreviate Mrs. Capital M, R, S, period. And we circle it. And when someone has this in front of their name, it usually means that they are married. Now, some women that are married just have a capital M and an S. And they go by Ms. So it's kind of up to whatever you would like. So I like to go by capital M-S, period, Ms. Taylor. But some people like Mrs., like Mrs. Schultz. She prefers that. So it's kind of whatever people feel comfortable with. So this is capital M-R-S, period. And then we need a capital letter for the name part, Mrs. Smith. So we actually have 2 capital letters here. Mrs. Smith rode a bus. Period. Let's see. Capital letter, end mark. I've got my proper nouns capitalized. Mrs. Smith rode a bus. Check. I checked it. All right. I feel I did a good job. Give myself a check. A pat on the back. Alrighty. Circle the word that is spelled correctly. Little, little, little. Little. How do we spell little? Little. If we were in class, we would clap it. Little. 2 syllables. Actually, the word little, if we were in spelling class, let me show you what we would do. It, lit. That's the first syllable. We don't need to mark these because we don't need to mark first sounds. Lit, toll. And we would put a little double underline on our silent final E, and then we would talk about what rules is the silent final E. Is it the villainous E that's jumping over a consonant? No. Is it a friendly E? Let's see, what kind of E is it? Oh, I think it's the E where we need one more. It's called Need One More Rule 4 because every English syllable needs a vowel. So we need a vowel there. So this is how we spell the word little. Little. Yeah, it's this one. I'm going to let you circle that one. Okay. Number 4 says circle the sentence. Oh, and we know a sentence is complete, complete, complete. When 5 simple rules, it meets. It has a subject, 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 and a verb, verb, verb. It makes sense, sense, sense with every word, word, word. Add a capital letter, letter, and an N mark too. Now our sentence has all its parts. Where's my sentence jingle? Here it is. Let's see. Remember, subject, verb, complete sense, capital letter, and an N mark too. That's what a sentence is all about. So, to play ball. Subject, subjects. We don't have a subject here. Who was playing ball? No, not that one. Down the street. Who was down the street? What was down the street? There's no subject. The kitten went up a tree. Oh, little kitten. The kitten is our subject, and our verb, our predicate, the rest of our sentences went up a tree. So this one is our sentence. I'm going to circle it. You should circle that one. That's our sentence. It has a subject, it has a verb, it has a capital letter and an N mark, and it makes complete sense. That's the one. Make sure you circle it. And number 5, what caused the girl to get wet? And when we say this word caused, it's where we get the word because from. In other words, why did the girl get wet? Well, let's see. Jane got wet when it began to rain. Oh, that makes sense. It rained, so she got wet. So let's see, what caused the girl to get wet? We could say the rain caused. We could say the girl or Jane, the rain caused. I'm going to use her name. It's polite to use people's names. The rain caused Jane to get wet. And I'm going to make a nice complete sentence for that one. Alrighty, second graders, that is it for today. I would like you to please finish. Remember to finish the rest on your own, then submit your work so your teachers can look at your fabulous writing. Have a wonderful day, scholars, and I will see you again soon. Bye.